whoever did that animation and that great stuff. These guys do. These Whitewater guys, they do great work.
They
Shout out to
continue
all
to
of
push
them.
the events and improve them over time. We were talking about how, for next time we want to have audio for our headsets. But it's the little things, those little improvements over time. And again, we talk about how more guys from out of state are continuing to recognize these events or get more out of state talent. Like these two great players, some of the best in Michigan and Minnesota.
These guys were not at the last clutch up, and yeah, here they are. Unfortunately, there were a lot of DQs today that took a lot of talent off the board. But those guys, they are surely missing out on how amazing of a tournament today has been. And these guys, every single year, every year at clutch up, every Halloween at Cross Slasher, these guys are putting in the work, growing this tournament series. If you can, we go to tournament series at this point. Yeah. These guys have been doing it for years. We used to be on the second floor. Now we're on the first floor. You guys walk in the front door of this building on UW Whitewater's campus, and you got a bunch of gamers pouring their heart and souls into this game. And we're about to see all of that come to fruition with one of these guys hoisting the trophy at the end of one of these guys getting 3 wins.
I also want to shout out to Mistral for making it to 3rd place with some really big wins in the bracket. But we're not getting the Palutena Ditto to start off. We have Atreus on the R.O.B. Let's see if Arkdee can force him back on that Pal, or if Atreus is going to be going home with the gold on this R.O.B.
And yeah, Atreus could get the gold, got the gold in Minnesota and might get the gold here in Whitewater. But the problem, I don't know, man. I know Atreus is very, very talented and whatever, but this doesn't feel like an awesome matchup for Palutena, but I could be proven wrong. And I'm fine with that, because when I'm proven wrong, cool things usually happen.
Atreus is just someone that's really not afraid to play other characters in bracket, too. He's very comfortable with a lot of characters in this roster, so being able to pull out a Robin to avoid the Ditto, it makes sense when you have 2 sets to work with. Because we saw how I was on the mic for Arkdee CRB in Winterside.
What a set.
It's such a difficult matchup to consistently find stocks in. And you know who's really good at taking stocks? R.O.B.
R.O.B, that is certainly, it's almost in his name. I know that's not what it stands for, but this dude, this silly little robot, certainly feels like a thief with the way he takes stocks away from people.
And how this matchup goes, it's a lot of Palu putting on a lot of damage, but then struggling to find those stocks unless they can find like a backer in the corner at like 150, 160, whereas R.O.B can start taking stocks right now. Isn't going to find it there, but another trade situation, a backer will absolutely find it.
Yeah, I'm sensing a backer is going to be good for both of these characters at this percent, but a jump away and get that forward air to push Arkdee off stage. These forward airs are such move please options when it comes to ledge situations, and not getting the platform, but doesn't even matter. 168% with that up throw is going to be the first stock taken in this grand final set. Got the gyro in hand and nothing going to come out of it, but now got Arkdee kind of in a box, but never mind, a trap situation, and it's just reversaled immediately from Atreus. This could be huge, missing the ledge entirely. Now 54-62, it's just going to keep going for Atreus if Arkdee can't get off the ledge, and finally does.
And this is the nightmare scenario for Palutena in this matchup, where you're down a stock, you don't really have confirms on R.O.B at this percent. Maybe a down tilt bear might still connect, but it's a lot of stray hits, whereas R.O.B continues to attack on that damage and has a full tank of rage, where he could potentially take a stock here, but you do stop the bleeding with that back air. Still a bit of a hill to climb.
Yeah, but as you were saying, that's the thing that Palutena does well in this matchup is rack up that damage, use the big body of R.O.B to get those nairs, those forwarders to connect. But if you can't get any hit at all, yep, got that past that DI check. We're back on the ground, but now 122%. You can't even force yourself in because you're going to lose your stock to anything against R.O.B. But perfectly spacing that nair, catching a retreat with that back air. Slowly and surely, Arkdee is pushing his way back into this game.
And you're recognizing that Atreus, obviously someone that knows Palutena better than practically anyone. If Palutena is forcing you to engage with you in the corner, he's not going to be able to get those nairs as often or as much damage. So if he can just play that corner game with R.O.B, where you have the gyro, you have the laser, you're going to trade a lot of damage and just potentially force an offstage scenario like you have here. And again, Palutena is at kill percent, and all you've done is just trade back and forth throughout this stock, and that's going to be another grab.
Yeah, and calling out with the short hop up air, either one, either option. Oh my gosh, ready with the down tilt even. Oh, shoot, you were saying it. Atreus knows this character better than anyone, and it is just, it's like he's making cookies. He's got the Palutena cookie cutter, and he's like, yup, forward air here, exploding flame here, auto reticle here. I got this shit. It's easy.
Play around him so well, and this is where you get to play that low percent game, just toss out some gyros, pack on damage here and there, and you've still got a long ways to go on this stock from R.O.B being as heavy as he is, and how consistently Atreus is getting off this ledge. It makes it really difficult for Arkdee to find these stocks.
That's that tough part about this matchup, because you got to find like a weird smash attack, which Palutenas are they treat it like it's on a 30-minute cooldown with these smash attacks.
Yeah, it's their ult that they can only pop it once a game.
Yeah, like up smash is pretty good, dudes. Like I like the sky beam. It's not that bad.
It covers a lot too if you get the timings right. It'll cover a neutral get up, it'll cover a jump.
I feel like it's that they treat it like a trump card, and I get it. I totally do. But if you're on the back foot, I get it's game one as well. Ooh. But hey man, like sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do.
It looks like Atreus is going to run away with this game. He already almost nearly fully lapped Arkdee on this last stock, and a one more grab at the right spot could get done on that platform on either side. Arkdee does just not really have an answer to keep up pace with Atreus right now.
These stocks that are taken feel just like, fine, okay. I can just get back to 0 now. And then Arkdee gets a little bit of percent. A little easier this time, gets a good grab. Turn around. That was supposed to be a re-grab. I get it. Like the idea. Now let's just maybe just save it for game 2. But up a little bit closer. Gets that last hit of the Nair. This isn't over just yet. 65%. I've seen some crazier stuff happen. And now these confirms don't really confirm all that. That will. Yeah, that
on the platform. Yes, it will. And that will be the stock. And one of the things we had talked about earlier in the game was just how much more consistently R.O.B can find them in this matchup. Being able to just grab on stage onto a platform and kill them at 150, Palu really does not have that kind of option mid-stage outside of like a drag down Nair up tilt, where that requires Arkdee to just really commit to a jump in where you potentially get up smash out of shield and you lose your stock. So it just makes it a lot more consistent to find kills for Atreus. So you can see why he picked R.O.B rather than opting for the Ditto.
Yeah, absolutely. Like if going for the easy mode versus the hard mode. Not that any of this is easy, but if you're gonna want
consistent.
Yes, the consistency is everything for R.O.B. Like yeah, you're gonna get diced up with these combos. You're gonna get naired a lot. You're gonna hear those keys jingling in your ears a lot. But if the payoff, if the benefit of it is that you get consistent kills with those up throws, those berries, those up airs, Trace is gonna take that clearly every single day of the week.
And saw Arkdee obviously recognizing that the up throws were the MVP of that game 1, so opting to go to Town and City, where one of the highest blast zones out the legal stage, where you're not really going to be killing off the top with up throw, hardly at all. So it's going to be up to Atreus to find other options to seal out these stocks in this game too.
And R.O.B is not short on those other options. It's just going to be tougher to find them because Arkdee is keenly aware of them. Not getting hit with any of those back airs, not very many of the side sending moves, and that's the huge stuff. For Palutena, are you out of gas? You are surely out of gas. In this economy, you are not filling up anywhere near this.
Arkdee prioritizing chasing R.O.B high in disadvantage there to force out the air dodge frame traps and just continue to juggle him, and he had nowhere to go. So you don't really necessarily even have to edge guard R.O.B if you just exhaust all of his options, including his gas on stage.
I very rarely see R.O.B players lose gas, and Arkdee doing a phenomenal job of forcing that out of Atreus, and a great recovery. Oh my gosh. Using that, putting that gas in eco mode and not just using the air dodge is a little bit of a cheat.
And Atreus quickly falling behind in this game too. Just does not have the option to kill with those platforms anymore, and having to play from behind in this matchup makes it much more difficult, because if you can get those kills early, you can just kind of play that defensive R.O.B game, but being down a whole stock like this against Palutena, just a completely different story.
More and more grabs Arkdee I'm seeing is connecting with, and going for these back airs instead of going for these up airs. I'm seeing Arkdee go for, like, not going for the upward sending moves as often, just because he knows that those side blast zones are way more likely to take stocks. And these platforms away, and there goes that second stock. Arkdee firmly in the driver's seat. This is a great game for Arkdee. I think Tennessee is paying off great.
The positional awareness and just the patience that Arkdee has been executing when he has Atreus and disadvantage above him has been paying dividends with these stocks taken, just waiting for those air dodges to come out. So really been the difference maker in this game too, as Atreus gonna need to pull out some of that R.O.B cheese to try to get back into this game. Which does he have it as on the secondary?
Well, R.O.B does have a way of taking stocks early with those rotor arms. I'm sure that is in the forefront of Arkdee's mind. But doing a good job of playing more defensive. I mean, you got plenty of time. Arkdee's going to be the one that wants to take the game, bring this back to even. Atreus doesn't really have to approach. Yes, he's at a massive deficit and going to have to find his way back eventually. But he's going to want to do that when the platforms are there, perhaps, to you know, catch these the teleport cancels or anything that Arkdee has planned.
One thing I haven't seen much either from Atreus has been gyro play throughout this set. He's more so put it out to control space and potentially corner Arkdee, where it creates this sandwich where Arkdee's in the middle. But we haven't seen any of those really, you know, dangerous gyro like Nair top like arm rotor confirms. So that's really where R.O.B's going to get those early stocks, and he's not going to get the opportunity to in this game too, as Arkdee cleans up his play with a very solid T-stock.
Yeah, shout out Town City for Arkdee. Great counter pick. Fantastic counter pick. I think that he would like to go there every single game. I don't think
Atreus will let that happen.
Nope, no, probably not. I assume that we're going to end up going to probably Hollow or Smashville is what I'm feeling like we're going to. Wow.
Hallow's Pokemon League. You were saying? Yeah, was that on there?
I hate being wrong sometimes, man. I like being wrong a lot sometimes because sometimes it's cool. But when I'm like trying to come up with like what stage are they gonna pick, and I'm just flat out
You
wrong.
name like 3 stages and they go to none of them.
Yeah.
Hey.
That just makes me feel silly.
I'm such a chud.
I'm such a chud. I'm like the one time I'm like, I think I got this. I got this, and I'm just wrong.
I'm a genius. Oh no.
Oh, damn it.
This is an interesting counter pick, though, for Atreus. It gives him a lot of space to keep Palutena away and utilize those gyros as more of a zoning tool. But if Palutena gets those nairs going and he catches Atreus mid-stage, it's going to be a lot of damage.
It's going for the opposite in terms of blast zones. I mean, massive blast zones of Callus. Just huge stage.
It does make R.O.B live longer, too. So that'll pay dividends for Atreus, I'm sure. Where if he can live longer and he builds up that range, a lot of those R.O.B grab confirms are going to kill earlier. And it gives him a little bit of like safe haven with those platforms on the sides. It's definitely a lot to love here, but you're not going to love eating that down smash.
What an angle. Oh my gosh. And he lived that too. I know it's not that strong, but geez, he got sent at a horrible angle. DI'd it perfectly.
This has been one of the first bigger advantages for Atreus in a while. Is he going to convert? And yes, he will. Not mashing out soon enough is Arkdee. And whenever Atreus has had these leads, he's really extended them.
Yeah, and this doesn't look like it's going to... Okay. Dude, okay.
I am shocked that kill.
I am too. That's why I was so confidently saying I don't see this lead going anywhere anytime soon. And then Arkdee shuts me up right away with that shield to the robot dome of R.O.B. and gonna push. Now has the... Does he have a gyro? No, he doesn't. I thought he picked up the gyro for a sec.
He's more so just kind of been letting it rip just to put out in front of him and just lets it take up that space as Palutena just jets towards him.
And just a little levitate toward R.O.B. I was expecting a grab, maybe. Gonna have to bank that one. One of you guys is gonna bank that for later, I guarantee it. See what happens when they run at shield each other. And now the combo for Arkdee, racking up the damage, bringing this to a small lead for Arkdee. Weird counter, but okay. Solid enough.
And you're starting to see for Atreus, this R.O.B is very much, I'm playing good fundy smash. Isn't getting a lot of those big combos you're used to seeing from R.O.B, and that's been how Arkdee's been able to keep up pace, where he's getting these big Palutena confirms. So the big difference here has just been who gets that stock when we get to these events. It gives Atreus a lot more options as far as confirming stocks. And this could be it here. Is it?
Does he have a
Yeah.
jump? No, he saved it? Ah, nah.
I thought that almost saved him.
It was close. It really, really was. I was thinking that it might, but no, sir. And now, can Arkdee even this up yet again? I thought he was going to bank it for later. He was waiting for the shield drop with that dash attack. I don't think it was going to take the stock either way, but finding a way to take this stock is crucial. Can't let the bleeding get too bad. Missing the tech there and almost dying for it. My goodness, now got to deal with this gyro on the ledge. And yeah, you're teleporting to the middle of the stage. A few down tilts is a great trade-off if the stock is taken off of Atreus in return. 77%, that's not much for Palutena, but Atreus is going to bring that up to 92 now, and got to find a way down to the stage. Finally getting something started.
Yeah, but just getting able to use that R.O.B up B just to eject button out of there and minimize the damage. Arkdee getting immediately back to work, though. This is where he's been done a really good job of just baiting out defensive options from Atreus and draining those resources. But Atreus starting to respond in kind, where he's just like, I'm just not even going to press a button. You're waiting for me to press a button, and I'm just going to land.
R.O.B can do that very well. R.O.B lands better than a lot of other characters. He's got so many options. So many good neutral options as well. Forcing Arkdee to just run in to that shield. Like you were saying, you don't want to push a button on that shield. You're going to get scooped with that up smash, and Arkdee certainly did. And now Atreus, that was a one apiece?
It's 2-1 now.
Okay,
Atreus. So Atreus 1 game away from taking Clutch Up 2026, showing why he's committed to this R.O.B as the counter pick instead of doing the ditto. It's just made life so much easier as far as finding these stocks.
I wonder if there's anything that Arkdee can do to push in a way, because Atreus hasn't shown in any way that he's capable of R.O.B gyro nair drop combos that would result in a rotor arm and an early stock being taken. I wonder if there's anything that Arkdee can do to push in a way that shows that he's not afraid of those combos. But it might be hard because Atreus is just a very talented player.
I think he's showing it here with how he's switching over to Hollow Bastion. Having a smaller stage means there's less room for Atreus to do this retreating projectile game that he's been prioritizing in neutral. So just showing that, because a lot of times you don't want to go to these smaller stages against R.O.B. He's going to force you off stage with those juggles, with those nair gyro confirms. But if Atreus isn't doing them, you can be a lot more comfortable on this stage and just apply more consistent pressure as Arkdee.
And still, that's just another testament to how good Atreus is, that he's able to be in a position, match point tournament game, without having any semblance of being able to do those gyro zero to death combos.
I guarantee you he's going to end this bracket by doing one of them just to shut us up, because he's done everything else that the character needs to do. He just hasn't been able to get those big R.O.B confirms, and he's showing that you don't really need them if you just got really strong fundamentals, and there's nothing more fundamental than an up smash on a shield.
Yeah, and this is that Palu player. They've always got incredible fundamentals, and Atreus is showing that out in spades. He started the club of fundies almost, like it feels like, because he could just play every character with the heart of a champion. It's incredible. And 1 game away from hoisting this diamond-shaped trophy.
He continues to let those up smashes rip any opportunity that Arkdee unsafely attacks the shield. It's making Arkdee less confident in neutral, because that's been the big combo starter for Palu, is those nairs, but he needs to probably start to going for some rising nairs instead of the falling ones, because Atreus continues to punish them.
It feels like Atreus is just running away with this game. Gotta find some opening. Landing with that gyro, putting him in that box that you say that he's been doing all set. Not working out there. Arkdee getting a small opening with that up air. Almost bad DI. It would give Arkdee the lead, but now that platform, that up F tilt, my gosh.
Fantastic sequence coming out from Arkdee in advantage here, where as the set had gone on, he was getting less and less damage with every hit, but continuing to counter every defensive option coming out from Atreus, just whiff punishing expertly. Now he has himself a lead here. Does he get the ledge trap? And he does.
That back air is going to continue. Keeps Arkdee alive for 1 more stock. Let's see if he can push this to a game 5, maybe even more with a reset. Certainly going to need to, and get these nairs with that gyro, tossing that straight up, pushing the pressure to the other side of the stage because of that gyro. Likely has something to do with it. Now that this reset in neutral, man, that gyro parried the laser, but couldn't get anything from that gyro.
And trying to get the timing too to counteract those up smashes that Atreus is going for out of shield. It's going to be up to Atreus to make 1 more big push here in terms of adaptation to try to seal out this bracket. Because this is looking all Arkdee right now. Just continues to hold on to this stock. Is not going to get grabbed if he can help it.
Nope. And getting that reflector in to send that laser back, holding on to this second stock for dear life, getting as many, squeezing all of the damage that he can, but that is going to be it. That brings us to a last stock situation, 89%. If there was any time to pull out the random gyro combo, this is it. And
he can nail those if he can hold that gyro on the ledge. Isn't going to go for it. And if you're Arkdee, you got to be comfortable forcing the issue in the corner. When you're not going to get reversal most likely. So I like holding this center, but just do not get caught in the middle of this gyro and this R.O.B.
Struggling to pick up the gyro out. That looked like it was going to be a drag down there to up tilt. Might not have killed at this percent. Okay, now 140% on R.O.B. Every piece of damage that Atreus gets onto Arkdee is more and more fear put into this man's brain. He is ticking upward further and further, slipping this game away, calling out the jump that was not there. The gyro sent away with the shield tossed back from R.O.B. No gyro on the field just yet. Atreus is firmly in position to take the stock with 2 down tilts, retreating, going for the grab that would have ended the tournament. Finds nothing with that dash attack, and Arkdee pushing this off stage. No dash attack connects to put this to a game 5. This offstage situation might be the tournament, and it will continue as Arkdee gets a game 5 out of that down tilt.
I was feeling the up smash from Atreus in my bones as that game went on. He just did not get a single chance to let it rip. Arkdee was playing so carefully around those win conditions, and that's going to keep him alive in this set. And what that means is it's Atreus' counter pick, and he's going to run away at Pokemon Stadium 2.
For the, I didn't think that Game 5 Grand Finals, like first set of Grand Finals, would be the first time we'd be seeing Pokemon Stadium 2.
And he's going Palu!
So
I'm shocked.
I am too. This entire set has been played very well for Atreus with the R.O.B. So switching now, I don't know, maybe if this is just a warm-up for the reset. I don't like the defeatist attitude, but we might see something crazy. Atreus gets a good combo to start, but this is going to be a much slower game than what we've been seeing over the last 4 games.
And sometimes what this can do is your opponent is gotten so used to fighting a certain character and so you get to counterpick them in Game 5 where you know exactly what they're trying to do with their character, but do they know what to do against your other character? So trying to go for that one home run, that less effort before the reset, and it's working out fantastic for Atreus.
Yeah, talk about a sucker punch. That's what this feels like, switching it to the character you've been playing against for the last 4 games, and then coming out swinging, getting that down air off the teleport call out, and continuing the pressure with the nairs. All of the things that have been plaguing him for the entire set, he now gets to dole out onto Arkdee.
Arkdee getting this corner pressure going, but isn't going to be able to kill for a little bit longer on Palu. And one of the biggest things we always talk about is Palu trying to find those stocks. And when you're down in the Ditto, it becomes a lot harder.
Yeah, because these characters are going for the exact same thing, and they know it. They know what they're going to want to do. So it's about calling out, figuring out those layers, peeling back that onion, figuring out which, oh my gosh.
Or the reverse slide in up tilt. That's in the middle of the onion. That's the Shrek really does have feelings part of the onion.
That was the smoothest slide up tilt I've ever seen. My gosh.
If this was like 2010, we'd be doing the sliding in your DMs, be like.
I almost did that right now in Big 26. Like, that was cool as hell. And now we got to continue talking about this game like that didn't just happen. Still 2 stocks apiece. Arkdee still at a little bit of a deficit. Atreus gets the reversal with the back air, and this neutral is nothing so far. They're just swinging.
An auto reticle for an auto reticle, just waiting for who's going to get that jump in there first, and it's going to be Atreus. And now he needs to find that stock. And what makes it so difficult to get these stocks in the Ditto is Owl prioritizes being able to use their aerial drift to find stock with those back airs, weaving in and out of those whiff punishes. But you can't whiff punish in that same way when you both have the same aerial drift. This time, you get a jab instead, apparently.
Gosh, we're seeing anything and everything take stocks in this Game 5. We hadn't seen a jab take a stock yet. We hadn't seen an up tilt take a stock yet. Now we got both of them in this Game 5. Everything is coming out in the first set of Grand Finals at Clutch Up 2026. If you're not watching, you're not here, you're missing out. This is incredible Smash Bros. Being played by these two.
Up a full stock right now is Atreus. He's just going to be prioritizing getting this nickel and diamond damage. He doesn't need to force the issue here, just needs to continue to keep Arkdee off stage. Well, a couple more good hits and a good corner pressure scenario is all he needs to go home with first place.
It's looking better and better as this game continues. Arkdee almost finding a stock there, but slips through. Atreus does with that teleport. Resets underneath these platforms. Both these guys are just playing underneath these platforms, and the tournament seems to be slipping away from Arkdee. And there he goes off stage. Great DI of that back throw, but another one might not be so beneficial. Even with good DI, now Atreus trying to find a back air to seal this tournament.
Even switching from R.O.B to Palutena, Atreus has been executing the same game plan. He has the lead, he's staying in the corner, and he's just zoning until he gets the right opening to force Arkdee off stage.
He's keen to stay on that ledge and slides in his own. Slides in himself.
Sliding in with up tilts.
Man, he's like, yo, that was cool. I want to try that. And then does it. And does it to take first place at Clutch Up 2026. Your champion, Atreus.
Fantastic showing for Atreus throughout that bracket, winning with, it had to have been 4 or 5 different characters throughout the bracket, just showing why he's the best that Minnesota has to offer. Arkdee showing up as well for Michigan. What a great top 4, too.
Honestly.
Lot of game 5s, a lot of great adaptation. It was a roller coaster, and thank you guys for being here with us for it.
Oh, man, yeah. A great top 4. One of the better ones that I've seen in recent memory. Even though we got 2 of the same character, those characters were being piloted by some of the most talented of the character. It was so much fun all the way through. Powerhouses, style, technique, the whole shebang. We got it all. And Atreus is taking home all of it with this incredible trophy. And I don't know if we're going to have him sent backstage.
Yeah,
Sure, yeah, we can talk to him a little bit.
You want to talk to him or you want me to talk?
Nah, you can talk to him. I interviewed him. I interviewed the last guy.
It's been a minute since I've done it. I just want to pick his brand.
Yeah.
Especially about the counter pick, just to see if it was kind of lining up with what I thought the reasons were for.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I figured you'd have more questions for him. The only thing I'm thinking of is like, why R.O.B? Or like,
well, yeah, I want to ask
what are
about
you
that,
thinking of
kinda
going into grand finals against a Ditto?
Very, very, very fun set.
And yeah, there you go.
Making our way back here.
There he is. Yeah.
Huge congrats on the win, and here's your trophy here today. So, man, what a top 4. And we were shocked to see you start Grands with the R.O.B. So can you kind of take us through that thought process there?
I just kind of wanted to play R.O.B.
Okay, so that was just because you want to play R.O.B.
Yeah, I was just wondering to see, like, I don't know, I don't normally play the Palutena a lot. It's usually against, like, people who are other Palus are way better than me, so I'm not going to, like, play R.O.B. But I just wanted to see, like, people who are, like, my level, just, like, how the R.O.B would do, like, specifically, and, like, how other R.O.B players play the matchup. I just wanted to see, like, is this how it's, like, really supposed to be played, or if it's just, like, the player thing.
It felt like you did a really good job, too, of just prioritizing, staying in the corner, zoning with R.O.B, and just getting your damage until it was, okay, we're on PS2, I'm just going to get a grab and go, like, 150 and kill him off the top, and Palo can't really do a whole lot about it. So So you really didn't go in with that game plan, which I find really surprising, because it felt like from the jump, you knew exactly what you needed to do to play around Palutena, but that may have just been more so because you're so
It was just more so, like, just being so comfortable playing against Palu so much, and, just knowing the character. It's like, Palu can do this in this situation. She can't really do much if I, like, run across the stage and just shoot gyro a couple of times, because, eventually Palu will nair and then, like, parry into whatever. So
you got a lot of up smashes rip as the set was going on, just to seal out stocks, too, in those scenarios.
Yeah.
So was the thought process in Game 5 was just, I want to play Palu now, or is it because it's like, okay, it's Game 5, and so now I have a better read on what Arkdee's doing, so I can adapt back with a character switch?
It was kind of just both. Like, Game 5, obviously, I don't want to lose. So I decided to go with Palu, and yeah, I mean, I've never played Arkdee before. It's the first time even seeing him in person.
Oh.
So yeah, I mean, it was a cool experience. I'm kind of glad I went Palu, assuming that's why I, like, wanted it so bad. But yeah, it was fun. I liked it. But yeah, the Palu kind of had to come out for Game 5.
Makes sense. And thought about you seem like someone that just really like has fun playing the game. You play. I've never seen someone play so many characters in a bracket consistently. Where I'm like, every time I see you at a bracket, I'm like, okay, so who's he playing today? Game & Watch, Ridley,
Yeah.
R.O.B, Palutena. So is it really just because you just like playing the game? You like playing a lot of characters?
Pretty much, yeah. I don't know, like Palu at some point gets kind of like boring to me, so I kind of like playing a lot of other characters depending on like, oh, this person is playing this character, like let me just play this character instead of Palu.
Makes sense. She is fun to use, but at a certain point, it kind of keeps things fresh. You gives you different perspective with other characters. One thing I did also want to say, just congrats on back-to-back region wins.
Thank you.
Huge win, especially over Candle at Go for Gold, and then coming over across state lines here to clutch up. So how's it feel to come to back-to-back big events and come with wins?
It feels pretty good. This is actually my 4th regional because it was Sweet Spot, then Go for Gold, then Equinox, and then this one.
Wow.
So yeah, it's been a busy couple of weeks. But I'm kind of glad I did it. I kind of had like a spark for Smash, kind of this year compared to like last year. I didn't really travel so much. But yeah, I'm kind of glad that I've been able to do my best and win all of them. I've always said to myself like, oh, like I'm pretty much the best in the Midwest, I guess, but I haven't had like the results or like the actual proof of doing it. So I think just going to like every state possible,
Yeah.
going to different regionals, I think kind of helped with that.
Absolutely, especially like, Apollo Kage hasn't really been as much these days. Where he's probably another one could potentially stake that claim.
Yeah.
But yeah, you talk about going from state to state in order to stake that claim. Do you know what your next big event's gonna be yet? I know it's kind of getting to a quiet season for Smash, but do you know like what's coming next for you?
I'll be going to Afterglow, which is in Colorado on
June.
Yeah,
It's
in
middle
June.
of June, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the semester's ending for me, so I actually have to like lock in on school.
Yeah, you can lock in the
Yeah.
Smash after you get the semester going.
So yeah, that would be the next big event, and there's stuff in SoCal all the time, and then hopefully Gommel.
Very exciting.
So we'll see if that happens.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, you're definitely racking up the funds for it with these back-to-back wins. So very excited, and I think is there anything else you want to shout out before we log off for the night?
Shout out Mistral. He's been improving a lot. He's kind of made it his mission to try and make it Minnesota Grands every regional that we're at together. So really happy for him. Yeah, and also just shout out for him helping me like drive everywhere.
Oh yeah, wait, so Mistral's your driver too?
Yeah, we are coming to
Wow.
carpool. Yeah, we went to Equinox last week. And Go for Gold, in state, so we didn't have to do very much. And then we drove to Sweet Spot, so that was fun.
Sweet. I'm so
Yeah.
used to like top players just like either not having a license or just not being the driver. So shout outs to having the mental stamina to actually get to the event and still doing really well at it. So huge ups to Mistral. But I think if there's nothing else, though, I just want to, again, huge congrats on the win.
Thank
Enjoy
you.
the trophy, and look forward to seeing you at Afterglow.
For sure. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. And also just thanks for coming. It's great to have you here again.
Or for sure. I know I've been here second time now, and I know Gray loves having me out. So
Yeah, I wish he'd been able to come today. I don't know where he's at, but. Okay. So, yeah.
So yeah.
Thanks again, and again, best of luck at Afterglow.
Thank you.
That'll be all for us, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Been a really, really great event. Shout-outs to Whitewater. The Smash Club here does a great job putting on great events time and time again, whether it's Clutch Up, whether it's Cross Slasher, whether it's King Me for the Arcadians. So always putting on a fantastic event. Shout-outs to Quag, shout-outs to the rest of the team. And shout-outs to Wisconsin Smash. A lot of great people showed up today. And again, thank you to Michigan, Chicago, Iowa, Minnesota, a lot of other great regions coming today. I think that'll be all for us. Anything else we need to shout out before we log off? Awesome. Thank you guys for tuning in and have a great rest of your Saturday.